Hey guys, welcome back. This is Shanna with Making Everyday Magic. Today, I am so excited. This is a collaboration video with 5 other homeschool mamas. We are going to talk about homeschool budgeting. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. If you want any further information, scrolling down to that description box, all of the wonderful channels and mamas that I'm going to talk about will be linked down there. We are all talking about the same thing, guys. It's all going up today. We are all talking about homeschool budgeting. It is so exciting. Okay, so exciting because this is the time of the year when people have these questions, and with so many people who are starting homeschool for the first time, like a full on good footing, real fresh start to homeschool, these are the questions that need to be answered. And I'm going to share with you my actual numbers, how we're doing it, all of that. But before that, guys, don't forget, if you have anything that you want to ask me, questions, any of that, head right on over to Instagram at Making Everyday Magic and send me a DM. While you're over there, please go find these other mamas. Now, let's talk about who is talking about this with me, okay? Little bit of a rundown here. Everybody who's going to be sharing their homeschool budget info: Angie at Science Mama, and you know what? I'm going to scooch over and I'm going to insert everybody right here. Angie at Science Mama,
Tanya at Project Happy Home,
Lindsey at Mama Schmooze Homeschool Reviews,
Shalise at Sodbuster Living,
and Rachel at 7 in All. So, guys, I know what you're here for. You want to know what I spent. Because you nosy. Not really. I'm happy to share. So we do have a homeschool budget, and we actually take a portion of money and it automatically comes out and sets aside every single month, because homeschooling is a large priority in our home. It is very important to us to ensure that we are using things that we feel provide us a large value. Now, how we got to the number that we have, is part of it is a little bit need-based because we do use Timberdoodle kits, and as always, I will have that linked down below. We love them. But I also buy the elite kits. Could I homeschool cheaper? Absolutely. Is that this video? It's not. This is not a video for commentary on how much I spend, because that's up to me. I spend as much money and I purchase things that I find value in, and I encourage you to do that as well. Can you homeschool for no dollars? Yes, you can homeschool for no dollars. Can you homeschool for free? Absolutely not, because every dollar that you save is minutes and hours you're putting in. There is no such thing as free homeschool. There is not. You can get away without spending dollars. You will always spend more time that way. So that is not how I operate. We've talked about this many times. I want 95% of what we use to be open and go. I work, I have kids, I run a home, there's things going on. Life is hard enough without me adding to it. I'm just not in a stage of life, I'm not in a stage of motherhood where I am willing to do all of that work all of the time. So I find a great value in the things that I use, and that is why I come here to share them. It is not to encourage you to buy them. It is simply to provide you with another avenue, another thing you may not have heard of, another way to do things, giving you the information, finding those reviews, because I, as a secular homeschooler, have struggled to find reviews, first-hand accounts, things like that. I want to build the secular community here, and guys, what better way than doing this collab with these other 5 moms talking about homeschool budgeting. So I encourage you, absolutely run over there, run to their channels, hit subscribe, follow their socials, because they're going to give you a different viewpoint than mine, and that's amazing. I am so excited that there can be a growing community of secular homeschoolers getting you different information, finding things that work differently, because the way that my homeschool runs is 100% unique to mine. It's never going to run like yours. Yours is never going to run like mine, nor should it. There's tons of stuff out there. There's different learning styles. There's different mom situations, different home situations. But bring it on back. Let's talk about the budget. So part of how we have determined how much money to save each month is because of what we use. But both of my girls, because I worked out of the home, they both started in a preschool, 2 days a week, Mother's Day out type program, because I worked outside of the home and needed that part-time childcare. So what they did is they went to kind of like a Montessori-based Methodist preschool very close to us, and they got their kind of foundation in schooling there. And every year we reevaluated if we were going to be homeschooling or not, because that was like a whole other thing if you guys want to hear that story. Right on up there. But if you prepaid the cost for the entire 9 months, 10 months, whatever it was of the preschool, you saved 10%. So we knew how much that cost was, and so we would prepay it every year to save the 10%. We just took that money that we paid for preschool and childcare and just kind of kept that same amount. And that is how we figured out what we use for our homeschool budget, which I know might sound really crazy, but let me explain to you why that has worked. So every year we have $4,000 dedicated to homeschool. That is for both girls, so 2 and 2. We transfer over 333 something like that. Every single month is automatically transferred over, and at the end of 12 months, it's accrued to be $4,000. Our preschool cost was about $2,000 per child. We have found this amount to be spot on. It covers our elite kits from Timberdoodle easily, and I don't track all of our homeschool expenses. I probably should to see how that evens out. Maybe I'll do that this year. But I know it's enough because our kits are half or less than that because I customize them and tweak them, so it's not always what it shows on the website for us, and I love that you can do that. So you can not pay for the things you don't need or the things you've already bought, or get exactly what you want to pay for. Like I said, the money automatically goes in that account and it amounts to $4,000 every year, which is great for us because 2 or less thousand of that is the actual kits, which covers most everything. Now the excess goes to, I buy homeschool supplies every year. I buy things as I see them, want them. Storage, pencils, erasers, binders, all of that stuff can fall into this kind of wonderful excess. Outschool classes, if we see something that looks amazing that we want to pay for, then it's kind of buffers that. So, no, I don't track exactly what we spend, but with the apps and the extras and the science kits and the special tickets to things and special classes and things like that, I feel secure in knowing that that cost, if not 100% covered, is mostly covered. And so I'm not shocked in April when I'm ordering kits and all of a sudden I'm sweating because I'm spending money that wasn't accounted for. By budgeting and knowing that this money, we don't even see it, right? Pay goes in, this money goes to the side. There's a special account for homeschool. So by doing that, it just provides a security that says that we can keep doing what we find value in doing in all of those things. And like I said, even if I accounted for every penny and I went over, if I go over $10, that's not the same as going over $4,010. You know what I mean? So by planning for this, because I am so sorry, if homeschooling is not in your top 5 things that you're doing, maybe it's not for you, because it should be, right? It's a priority, and you need to be planning and placing value on your homeschool. Now, we did look at other schooling options, and guys, even public school is not free. So it's not fair to compare apples and oranges. It's not like if I went to public school, I would spend $0, and by homeschooling, I spend $4,000. That's not exactly how this goes. When you go to public school, you have supplies and all of those things and clothes. So it's never a 0 to 4,000, right? Like there's some fluff in there somewhere. You're not starting at 0 when you're comparing. So that's not entirely fair to do. So this is what we use. This is how we use it. And this is how it works into our plan every month, because we place a great value on being able to find exactly what we want and source exactly what we want. And so it just gives us a little bit of security by accounting for that money every month. And I mean, what is like an average car payment maybe? So really, for 2 kids, it's not that bad in my opinion. So let's do some math. $330, let's say, breaks down to what? $160 a kid a month. So like $40 a week. It's really not that bad, in my opinion. And again, you have different values, you have different situations, you have different fiscal responsibilities. I'm not for you. This is for me, and this is how we do it. Now, I don't care what dollar amount you plug in. It's gonna be important for you, whatever you do, to be planning every month. And maybe if you are spending $0 on homeschool, you need to dedicate 20 hours a month to do this. Whatever it is, you need to allocate your resources, whether they be dollars or times, and put that into your budget. Again, dollar budget or time budget. You need to be sure that you are thinking about this all the time, because an education is the most important thing that you can give your child. So however you are giving it to them, make sure that you're giving them a quality education. And I don't care how they get that either. I don't care what that means to you. But it should mean something, and it should mean at least it being in your top 5 forethought, thinking about it all the time, making plans for it and preparations for it. So if you have any more questions about homeschool budgeting, I'm sure either myself or one of those other 5 mamas can absolutely help you out. But if not, scroll on down to that comment section, leave your tips or tricks. Maybe you collect spare change. Maybe you have $1 a day policy, maybe whatever it is. However it is that you budget your homeschool, please share it, because people need different things. You know, some people do cash envelopes. Some people do all kinds of means of saving and planning. So if there is any way that you found that works for you, maybe you need a few more resources. Maybe you're interested in budgeting for your homeschool and you need to know how to get started. Anything like that, guys, scroll on down. Like I said, just to break it back down for you really quick, we budget $4,000 a year for 2 kids, and we have about $330 or so automatically come out of our spend account and go into a savings account, so that we are prepared for that at the end of every 12 months. We are prepared and ready with a fresh budget started, so that we can buy our kits and buy supplies and things throughout the year, so that we are just financially buffered. We are financially prepared for that. Now, guys, thanks so much. As always, please scroll down. Any links that are applicable are down in that description box. If you have anything that you would like answered, please leave a comment, shoot me a message over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. But until next time, guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. Please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. And guys, don't forget to go check out those other mamas who are also sharing some fantastic tips, tricks, budgeting ideas, their amounts. Please go search them out, spread the secular community, because it is awesome. For those of you who have stayed through to the end, if you watched my no spend homeschool video that I will link right up here, then I told you, it's just gonna put on a sweater. You like it? Does it look totally different? Did it change everything about me?